I guess we should pull in head first, huh?
Yeah, that should work. I mean, you got plenty of room to turn around or whatever.
This is the oldest home in Jones County. The house was built around 1842 to 45. This is our natural register. We had to do that so the school wouldn't take the domain over it and flatten it and make up the parking lot. The house has had 4 owners: the Deasons, the Andersons, the Smith, and now Mrs. Smith left the house to the Daughters of the American Revolution that we would show it and use it for museum and children and keep the history going.
Right.
And this is the parlor. The original home had 3 bedrooms. It was this being the parlor, and then the room behind here was Mr. and Miss Deason's room, and then there was a room on each side. Each room has a door that opens to the outside. The reason is because they were taxed. If you had an inside door or a closet or stairs on the inside, you were taxed back then. And that's why in the older homes you'll see the stairs located on the outside of the house. This place, rumor has it that Miss Deason during the Civil War had a patio. But it used to be, the door wasn't here, but you could push it and it would open up. And one of the rumors is that she kept a wounded Confederate soldier in there. And then another one was she kept guns. And you could also make your way to the attic through here. Of course, it's smaller and been messed with a lot, but that is the original wood of the house.
Okay.
There. Okay. This room we call the sunroom now, but it was a porch, and the porch went all the way around the house of the original structure. This small room, it was used as the Deason's, one of the Deason's children's room, but we call it the honeymoon room because it's the only room in the house you can get complete privacy. And it was also a room where when they died, they would lay them out in this room, and then the funeral would be held on the porch. They would put ice underneath them to keep the bodies from smelling, during their wake. Back then there was some kind of berries or something that people would eat on the side of the road, and it would put them into a deep coma for 3 or 4 days, and then they would wake up. That's why they have wakes. Just to see if they're going to wake up again. Some of the old cemeteries have a bell on the outside. That's just so they can ring if they wake up. I want to be embalmed. This room is Mr. and Miss Deason's bedroom, but it was also a room when they had guests. Mr. and Miss Deason's would let their guests sleep in this room. This is the room Amos McLemore stayed in the night he came to hunt up Newt Knight and his gang. He was supposedly drying his clothes or something, but Newt Knight kicked that door in and shot him in the back. A lot of the things you'll read about shot him in the head, in the back of the head, but it was the back. We've talked to descendants of Major Amos McLemore, and they said they saw the coat. He was shot in the back. He did not die in this home. He died. He was taken by a wagon to East Abuchi, where he died in his home.
Where was he shot at? Where did he fall?
About right here. And there's sometimes you can be in here when it's not rain, but you can hear water dropping. What sounds like water. And then it's not long, you hear it dropping over there. But when we went underneath the house, it's exactly where the blood ran on those big boulders that the house was built on.
Right.
You can see where it ran and dropped down.
Oh, wow, okay.
Definitely. It was a wraparound porch, and you see how where they let the water run, it goes at an angle. this is the most active room. And then about here, the Deasons, this room only went this far. The Andersons added this part on when they added that other part over there. This room is also used as a surgery room during the Civil War. Dr. Poole used it. He also died in this home. Sarah Poole married Isaac Anderson, which was a grandson of the Deasons, and they're the ones that built that part of the house. When I got to that wall, after about 7 layers of paint, there was blood splattered all over it. And this is the room that people ran out of this room, getting headaches and sick to their stomach. There's been psychics are in here and say that there's been little girls sexually abused in this room. So, usually I'm like, okay, but then when you get more than one story, you're like, well, maybe. Like this, when they come, I have seen these 3 chandeliers swing and that doorknob move. But usually, y'all picking a good night with this front. If it rains, you really don't have a good night. When I was working in that room, I was actually on the floor scraping, and I thought, hey, and I come out of that room, and when I looked in here, I saw a full apparition of a lady standing about right here.
There's one right there.
She's just in an old farm dress and an apron. That piece is the only piece of Deason that we have. Everything else has been donated by the Andersons. Some of the pieces were in the house but didn't really get owned by the Deason. When I saw the apparition, she went into here. Y'all may want to put a camera up in the attic, but fair warning, we were watching the cameras and we did see a black mass coming toward it, and it popped up.
That's 2 sections.
Wow.
I can't see nothing with a light now.
Oh, sorry. Which way was it facing when they saw the black mask?
It was facing toward the chimney. We placed it right to the right of you, and it was facing toward the chimney.
Chimney. Okay.
To your right and straight ahead. You see that brick?
Right. Come on inside. We're totally working their house tonight, it looks like. Tables everywhere. We were trying not to make a mess of the problem.
Oh, you're fine.
Each room, we've got our cameras set up with mounts for the high definition cameras that are mounted for night vision. We've got one in the long room, as they call it, that's full spectrum camera, which will record in infrared and in UV. It's a full spectrum camera, so anything that's out of range of human vision can be picked up by this. Each one of them we have an inverter, and each one that takes it back from Cat 5, splits it back out to the B and C in power, which makes it very handy. We had a meal catered in. We're fixing to go out there and eat. As soon as we get through, we're going to come in here, shut off the lights, and hopefully we'll get something tonight. Y'all be in on it with us by watching by the video. Appreciate it.